Hello, beautiful people. It is your girl, Krista Cake. Hope you're having a great weekend. It is Sunday. Got work in the morning, so it's our last little hurrah. Been a very, very busy weekend. Friday, I did the auto show with my company, and that was, it was a long day, but it was kind of cool. It was kind of cool checking out all the different stuff, but mostly it was just a long day. Got to have a little bit of lunch with my homeboy Connor, so that was fun. There was a cute little taco place over in Grand Rapids that we got to go eat at, and so it was a nice little break from the mundane day, to be honest. But yeah, it turned out okay, and the weather was decent. What I will say is that Grand Rapids drivers are some of the possible worst that I've ever come across, to be honest. It was rough. It was rough. At some point I was on a 17-mile stretch of road behind 6 different cars that were all going 10 under the speed limit, and the roads were clear. There was no excuse. So it was a little frustrating, especially because I was running 9 minutes behind, and the only way that Connor could get into the show was with the badge that I had. So yeah, I was rushing. I was rushing, trying to get there. But it was fine. It was nice. Saturday was a super busy day as well. We're getting our couch swapped out because the couch that was initially delivered had a big old rip underneath of it. And the only reason that I found that out is because when I brought the cats home finally, Ruby found the hole and was camped inside of the couch for a while. So yeah, and I just bought the dang thing, and it wasn't cheap. So they were bringing me out another couch Saturday, and I'm like, ugh, I have to do my tanks because my fish were still at my grandparents' house, right? And Kristen came through yet again. Awesome friend, real true homie. And she's like, hey, I have some shopping to do anyway. I'll be there. If you're cool with it, I'll just chill at your house again and accept the delivery. And I'm like, if seriously, if you don't mind, that's a huge, huge help. So she came here to do that. And then Mo and I were able to go to my grandparents' house and start the very long task of starting to break down the tanks, transfer them, and bring them here. And yeah, it was a stressful day. I'm not going to lie. It was stressful. It's a lot of work. It's a delicate process, and there's a lot of heavy lifting involved as well. And on top of it, the ground outside was just pure ice outside of my grandparents' house, because apparently my grandma at some point forgot to turn off the garden hose. We don't know how long that was running. It's been winter for a little while now, but it was running, and apparently the hose burst and was just leaking all over the ground and just building up a thick sheet of ice in the spot that we had to walk. So, and then on top of it, because that was broken, rinsing out the tanks was really not an option. So we got everything broke down, got the fish transferred into buckets, and did the best we could, carried everything, brought it here, and started setting up things. And Mo has been an incredible help, an incredible help. And got everything looking brand new again, got everything transferred, got the tanks decorated, and unfortunately, I did lose a handful of fish in the transfer process, including 2 of my goldfish, one which I've had for a few years, one that I've had for about a year. The plecos in that tank did live because they're absolute monstrosities. I respect the plecos so freaking much. They've been through so much. I've had these fish for a long time. I've had them for about 7 years, and I inherited them. I think they may have been in my cousin's possession for at least a year before I got them, so they're probably 8 years old, and they've been through a lot. They've been through full-blown apocalypses, if you will. There was a point where we had lost power at my grandparents' house for 5 days. It was the summertime, so no filters, no bubblers, no nothing, and it's in the basement, so it's dark. And I'm just working with flashlights, and you can't even see into the tanks, even with flashlights, when it's so dark all around. And I lost a lot of fish in that tank then, but not the plecos. There were 2 of maybe a couple other fish that actually survived, including Goldie, who was my original goldfish, and she passed away of just natural old age, a few months ago. So yeah, they're strong, they're sturdy, they're still going. Everyone that was in my 30-gallon tropical tank, they didn't make it. So when I got to my grandparents' house, there was a couple that was already like passed. And no fault of my grandma. I should have said something like way sooner, but she was trying to help out, was trying to feed them. And mind you, I was stopping by the house at least once a week to check on them and do all that. But she was trying to be helpful, and she accidentally gave them like the big fish food. And yeah, they can't eat that stuff. So I had a couple that were already passed, and they were already kind of in rough condition. And between like the transfer and the water changes and all that, nothing lived in that tank. So yeah, I gotta let it sit, let it cycle through. And I know I said I didn't want any more fish, and when they're gone, they're gone. But like now we've done all this work to set up this brand new tank, and yeah, we're gonna let it cycle through for about a week, and then add some stuff into it. But they're looking good. It's looking really good. And I wasn't able to move the hermit crab tank because all of them are burrowed right now. And if you know anything about hermit crabs, when they are burrowed, they are typically molting, and you cannot shift them, you cannot unbury them, you can't do anything. So right now I'm at a standstill with that one. So I'm gonna stop by like once a week and just like check to see if there's any movement, and maybe at some point one of these weekends just like preemptively start taking out like decorations and stuff, at least so like there's pretty much nothing but the food and the sand and the water, and kind of go from there, I guess. But yeah, it was a lot. It was a big day today. We had some grocery shopping we had to do, picked up a few more things, had a nice little outing, and met my girl Leslie for dinner. Haven't seen her in about a month in person, so it was really lovely. We went to One Nation Tap House, and yeah, got some food, caught up. It was nice. As busy as we've been, it is nice to like just take a moment for a breather. And there's still so much more to do. Like next week is another busy week. And Mo hasn't even met like my dad yet, and my dad's like ready to meet him. And I'm excited for him to meet him too. It's like I've got limited free time though. I've got very limited free time, and not that meeting my dad's not important, but it's like, well, getting my fish, my pets moved out of my grandparents' house, like that takes precedence. And we're getting there. But I feel like yeah, we're settling in really nicely. We're just kind of getting into the flow of things, and it hasn't really truly hit me yet, I guess. Still, I thought it would be when he got here, but it hasn't really hit me yet. But a lot of big things coming, guys. So thanks for hanging in here with me this whole time, and listening and caring, and the positive vibes and the wishes and the prayers. Like, share, and subscribe if you're enjoying this content. I'd love to keep it coming from you. And let me know what you have going on too. Appreciate you guys so much. And we'll talk again soon. Bye-bye.